avoid any background. If you have any questions, you can unmute and speak out, or else you can use chat window, or else you can use the emojis available, right? So that's how we can interact and proceed. So before, hope you all are seeing the screen, right? Okay. So let me give you some details about the course, which are very important. This is our
Hello,
website.
ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, may I know actually before joining this class exactly what is the prerequisite for this class, the course?
Yes, I'm going to explain those things. This is our website, preethidevops.com, right? So if you just come here, you can see this course duration is for 2 months and the class timings are 7:30 to 9 a.m. IST and the class begins from 5th October. Like today is like a demo or intro. From tomorrow onwards, actual classes begin, right? These are the details of the class and there are no prerequisites for the class because this course will be started from basics till advanced concepts. So I assume people are from different backgrounds because it's a heterogeneous group. We have people from different backgrounds, from science, math, some non-IT guys, experienced people, project managers, everyone. So we'll be taking up every topic from the basics till advanced concepts so that everyone can benefit and apply in the projects. That's the main agenda of the course. So no prerequisites, everything will be taught from the basics. And you will be having access to lifetime access to all the class recordings. There'll be assignments every day which you'll be having access to, lab notes, lab support when you are doing hands-on. DevOps is about complete hands-on. So you will be created, you will be added to a separate private WhatsApp group where you will get a support if you are stuck up in the hands-on, right? Similarly, interview questions, help in resume building, quiz portal, all of that will be given access. All of this will be coming under your LMS, Learning Management System. Everyone can get LMS access, the trial access also available. Once you are registered to the course, like once you enroll into the course, you will get the complete access. Otherwise, everyone can experience trial access. To do that, go to preethidevops.com, just come here, create your own account. I already logged in. So if you log out, you will see something like sign up with your Gmail account. See student LMS. Okay, you will be taken to the login page where you can log in with your Gmail account. Everyone, I would request to log in with your Gmail and create a free account here. And then you can go to this LMS trial access. Everyone can get this free trial, free LMS access. This is very important because our trainings are backed up with this LMS, right? This is very, very important. This LMS is curated with all my personal experience. What are the scenarios that market needs? What are the topics? What are the subject people should be aware of, should be expertise on? That's how this is created. Every day class recordings will be posted here as a day one. See, day one after today's class, October class, video will be updated here. This is just a sample one. Similarly, every day class recordings will be posted here. Along with it, that particular day's assignment, quiz, exercises, quiz is for you to validate your understanding, evaluate your learning. You can also retake them so that you register the concepts better. Interview questions, these are all curated ones, right? And support to WhatsApp group. That's how every class recording will be posted along with the assignments, quiz and interview questions on that particular day. If you want to go through all the assignments in one go, you can also do that. Like all the assignments were available here topic wise, right? Like if you can take up any assignments, right, you will be seeing day wise assignments with the steps what to do, how to do your hands-on, because people struggle doing hands-on with a lot of difficulties and all. To make that simple and easy, I have created this LMS. This LMS alone will help you fetch the job. That's the feedback we have got. Okay. Even interview questions. Interview questions, like I told you, it's not just dumped from the internet. These are curated ones where I see the interview questions when I sit in the panel or from the experience of the candidates who attended the interviews. Also, they were also different levels, beginner level, intermediate level, advanced, scenario based. If you have interviews scheduled within 2 days, you can also go and watch, complete this interview questions. That will help you a lot. Similarly, quiz portal day-wise quiz is available. If you want to take up all the quiz at one go, you can use the sample resumes, lab notes, everything here. So this LMS is very important, which helps us achieve our goals within 2 months. It's a perfectly designed and structured with all my experience so that we teach what are the market needs, what the market needs. That's how we'll ensure that people are job ready immediately after this course. Right, and here is a WhatsApp number. This is the number of Mr. Raj. For any career guidance, any sort of questions, you can reach out to him. Right? So these are the few things I would like to give the details about. And yeah, before we go on, any more questions from anyone before I get into the topic? Today we'll just have an intro, a kind of a refresher on what is DevOps, why people should learn DevOps, who are eligible for this course. All of this will be answered today. Any questions from anyone? You can raise your hand, you can unmute and speak out, or else you can use the chat window available on the Zoom chat.
Hey, hi, madam. Srikanth here.
Yeah, hello, Shrikant.
Yeah, is this only for the DevOps tools or any cloud will be covered?
This is actually a DevOps course. DevOps is a methodology. It could be implemented on-prem or else on any cloud as well. So we'll be covering DevOps here in a way that after this course, you'll be able to apply DevOps on any platform. It could be on a cloud or it could be an on-prem. As an example for cloud, we'll be covering it on AWS.
AWS you will be covering end-to-end or only limited services?
DevOps will be covered on AWS. This is not a cloud engineer course. This course is like once you take up this course, you will be eligible for to become a DevOps engineer, not a cloud engineer. Right? So cloud engineer will learn AWS end to end. Here, DevOps engineers will learn whatever services are relevant for DevOps engineer. Hope the answer is clear.
Yeah, because nowadays I mean, people still the companies are yet to migrate, started migrating, right? So, if this course help us to learn on DevOps is something it will be managed on-prem, but where exactly come to cloud, right? We need to learn again the AWS separately.
Just now I answered. DevOps is a methodology. There is a misconception and we should not generalize the things. There is a generally nowadays, no. It's not that nowadays DevOps is implemented on cloud or else on-prem. It's nothing like that. DevOps is a methodology. It's a process. This process can be implemented on-prem infrastructure or else on any cloud infrastructure. As an example of one cloud, like okay, we after this course will help you implement DevOps on any platform. As an example of one platform, I'm also covering it on AWS.
Okay.
So now let me get into the topic. Like we will learn what is DevOps, why DevOps, right? Who should learn DevOps, who are eligible for DevOps. Let us make all these things clear. I know there are definitely a lot of misconceptions, misunderstandings of what DevOps is, who should learn and all. Let me clarify the things to the extent possible. And please let me know if you still have any questions or confusions. So let's get started. Today we'll talk about big picture of DevOps, like what is DevOps, why DevOps, their roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer, DevOps delivery pipeline, DevOps tools and skill set. Right, let's get started. Um, just a second. Hope you all can see the black screen. So let's get started understanding what is DevOps. See, some of you might be aware of it. Some of you might be completely new to this. Let me try to explain this. What is DevOps or why DevOps came in, right? Whenever we see DevOps, we generally think about two terms or two teams, development team and operations. Who are developers? Or the people who write the programs, who work for developing the application, who work for designing it, who work for building it, right? So these are called developers, right? Once they are ready with the application, they will share the application to QA team. QA is testing quality assurance team who will test the application, right? So here I am just including developers and QA as dev team, okay? Just for simplicity. So they will test the application. So they'll write the code. Developers will write the code. Once the application is good, they will hand over this to QA team. QA team will keep on testing it, and once the application is defect free or bug free, they'll send it ops. Otherwise, they will raise the defects to dev team. This process keep on continuing. Okay, meanwhile, ops team. Ops teams are the people who look after the infrastructure, let's say who look after the servers, services running on those servers, logins, networks, access, all of that would be taken care by ops team. In short, we can call them as infra management team, infrastructure management team. And let's suppose during this process of development, design, testing, development team, QA team may need some new changes, right? They may need some new operating system. They may need some changes in the existing OS and so on. So if they need any changes, they would request the ops teams, right? And ops team should serve the request of dev team, correct? So before or meanwhile, ops team serve the request, they will do lot many checks, isn't it? Ops teams have to do lot of checks. If they made this change, is the infrastructure going to be stable? Or is it going to affect anything? Or any server going to be down, right? They have to do a lot many checks. Means this process is taking lot of time. Meanwhile, development team is still waiting for the change they need. What happens then? There arises some gap between them because developers think that ops team is taking too much time to serve the request. Meanwhile, ops team think that developers are always requesting something which they are not sure of, right? So there is a gap between the teams. Developers always look for agility in the infrastructure. Agility means some changes in the infrastructure. Ops teams always look for stability in the infrastructure. Hence, there arises some gap between the teams. There is no proper collaboration, no proper understanding. How to eliminate the gap between the teams? We need to eliminate the gap and make the team stronger so that they work in proper collaboration, proper understanding. How to eliminate the gap? There is another reason for the gap. See, each team is having their core competencies. Their skill set is different, isn't it? Developers would be good at programming knowledge, build tools and all. Ops teams would be good with the deployments, the infrastructure management tools and so on. Right? Their skill set, their core competencies are different. Each team doesn't understand about others. So there arises a gap between their teams. How to eliminate the gap? Is there any way to eliminate the gap between these teams so that they can work with a proper understanding? Yes, anyone? Any input? Yeah, okay. So let me take it forward. So why DevOps came in? We were talking about why DevOps came in. When you are learning any technology, it's very important that you learn why we should learn it, why we should get into this methodology. So the first reason is to eliminate the gap between the teams. Is that the only reason? Of course, there were many other reasons which we will talk about. But yeah, to eliminate the gap between the teams. It doesn't mean that eliminate the gap between the teams means infra team should go and write the code. No, that's again a misunderstanding that DevOps engineers should write the code. No, there is still development team. Okay, development team will be still there. QA team will be still there. Now DevOps team is going to work with them to automate the whole process. Okay, let's say, okay, to eliminate the gap between DevOps came in. What are the other reasons? The other reason is earlier, developers will write the code. They will hand over to QA team. QA team will test it. If they find any bugs or defects, means if it is not as expected by the client, they'll send it back to developers. They'll fix it. This process keep on continuing. Once the application is defect free, they'll share it to ops teams, operations team. Now it's ops team's responsibility to deploy the application and make it available for end users. Deploy means for people who are new, run the application, install the application and make it available for end users. End users means I'm using Amazon.in. So I'm an end user for this, right? So this is how the process works. So dev team and QA team will hand over the application to ops team. Along with this application, they will also share the instruction document, like what are the softwares that are needed to run this application, which versions of the softwares needed, which versions of the packages needed, all of that information. Because let's assume they are sharing some Java application. Ops team should know which version of Java should be installed on what servers and all, right? So all of those details will be present. But that instruction document may not be understood by the ops teams, or else it might be working on some, let's say, Windows servers. They might not be working on Linux servers. Then there'll be lot many challenges. Ops teams have to figure out all of these things and finally see that the application is running, which obviously takes some time and effort, right? So let's say development is completed on October, it might be released in December. It's taking a lot of time for deployment, right? Because they have to figure out all these things and they have to deploy. Means deployments were very slow. It's not happening immediately. It's taking some months. Right. Also, let's say application is available for end users. There might be something wrong, something broken, right, which they have to again fix it. They also have to work for high availability of the application. They have to fix the broken applications, or if something is broken, they should be able to bring it back quickly, which is called resiliency of the application. So all of this they have to work on, which obviously will take some time. So it will eliminate the gap between the teams. Also, what else? It will make the deployments faster. Means we need a methodology which can help us make our deployments faster, increase the velocity of deployments. How is that possible? With the DevOps methodology, because DevOps can automate everything, right? Let me give you a simple liner here, because it's completely the way of development, the way of deployment is going to change. Earlier they used to hand over the application in the form of like a direct application in the form of var or a rar file. Now they are going to containerize it and share it to ops teams. Means containerizing means this is where Docker comes in. It's a very big topic. We are almost having 10 days dedicated for Docker alone. We will talk about in depth there, but just I'm giving a one liner here. So the way of deployment changed, the way of development also changed. Developers are not just throwing the application directly to ops teams. Rather, they were containerizing in the form of Docker and giving them. So what is the use? They need not struggle about the underlying dependencies, the versions, the softwares and all. Ops teams can just run the application immediately. Means coding is completed today, testing will be completed immediately, and it would be deployed in the same day. So end users are receiving the features very quickly. Companies need that, right? Companies are looking for faster deployments. That's what organizations need. Faster deployments, automate. Also, how is that possible? With Docker and so many other tools involved, 24/7 automation. 24/7 automation possible. Right? So deployments have become faster. That's what companies need. That's why almost every company is stepping into it. Nowadays, almost all the gigantic companies are implementing it. In coming days, every smaller company will step into it because their features can be deployed very quickly and reach end users very faster, right? That's what our organizations need. So this is how DevOps is making a revolutionary change of making deployments faster. See, here you have to remember one thing. Dev team is still there. Development team is still there. Developers are writing the code. QA team is still there. They will write the test case and all. the way the application is packed and handover got changed, right? So don't assume that DevOps team is going to write the code and do everything. That's what a gap is eliminated. No. Hope I made the things clear, right? So in this process, let's assume I want to make one more thing clear. Whoever can work on this automation process of deploying the applications faster to production can become a DevOps engineer. Let's suppose you are a developer. You still want to continue as a developer only. Still, you have to learn DevOps because do you see they are not handing over the application directly, rather they were containerizing it. Means the way you share the application got changed. So even developers, testers, everyone whoever working in this methodology should learn DevOps. Is this much clear, everyone? Thanks, Satish, for your response.
Yeah,
Yes, that's what is DevOps.
you said we will become the DevOps engineer. If I want to become the architect, then how can I become the architect to learn this course?
This is for DevOps engineer. This is not for architect. There might be other courses if you want to become an architect.
Like,
This course is for a DevOps engineer.
suppose I am .NET developer, I will learn the DevOps.
Hmm.
So it helps to become the architect.
This is not a course for architect. This is a course for DevOps engineer, DevOps course. This is
Okay.
DevOps training.
There is no architect position for in DevOps.
Architects positions are different. This is DevOps. Like you have different courses, right? Like programming courses are different, testing courses are different. This is DevOps course, not architect course.
All right.
So it eliminates the gap between the teams. It makes the deployments faster. What else? It also eliminates the challenges posed by traditional software methodologies. Overcome the challenges posed by traditional software methodologies. What are the traditional software methodologies? Let me take you through that as well. You might have heard about a software development lifecycle, right? SDLC. If you are new, don't worry. Our idea is not to learn SDLC, just to give you an idea to understand what is a methodology actually. So let me talk about SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle. It's nothing but sequence of activities involved in development, like requirement gathering. First step will be requirement will be gathered from the client. Requirements will be analyzed, requirement analysis, design, coding, testing, delivery, and maintenance. These are the different phases we have. Delivery and maintenance, right? These are the different phases. Each goes one by one. Right after gathering, you will analyze, design, coding, testing. It just goes in one direction. Yes, I'm talking about typical waterfall methodology. This is one of the methodology which served the industry for decades. The name is waterfall because it just goes in one direction. Right? If anyone new here, just understand it's a methodology where coding, where it starts from like gathering the requirements, coding until it reaches the end user. So this methodology has got challenges for both the development team and ops team. When I say development, I'm including QA also. Okay, I'm just making it simple by calling them dev team. Yes, they have challenges because let's say code is completed now, immediately it wouldn't go for testing. Right? Meanwhile, developers will be having pressure to work on new code. After 6 months, code will be tested. They have to fix bugs in the old code. Right? There'll be a lot of pressure to work on these things. Also, code testing becomes very difficult or time-taking process. Right. So that's one of the challenge. Another challenge is not flexible. Not flexible meaning, let's suppose it is in the coding phase. Right. Suppose client came up with new requirements, new modifications. That's not possible. Means it's not flexible enough. Right. This is not flexible because there's no possibility of going back. Let's say you got the requirements in 2025, they'll be freezed. No more modifications, no more new requirements will be allowed. If this is the case, if they are not allowing new requirements and delivering complete software all at once after 2 years, right? Requirements were freeze here. They will not accept anything and they'll deliver it in 2027. Requirements might have changed completely because it's a customer facing world. Business changes rapidly. If we don't accommodate new requirements or modifications, it doesn't work in reality, right? So these are all some of the challenges faced by development and QA team. Similarly, ops teams, because this methodology is time taking, they have to maintain the servers up and running for longer durations manually, which is a challenge. Poor management of the infrastructure because there is no proper configuration management tools used, poor monitoring, no monitoring tools used, everything manual. So these are all the challenges faced because of this waterfall methodology. To overcome this actually came another methodology called Agile methodology. It was successful only to overcome the challenges faced by dev and QA team, but challenges faced by ops teams are still there, right? So we need some other methodology. That's where DevOps came in, which can overcome challenges faced by both dev, QA, and ops teams. Is that making sense? That's what is it overcome the challenges posed by traditional methodologies. Because we came to Agile, let me tell you how Agile is successful to eliminate the challenges posed by dev team. Because Agile implements continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration. What is that? Again, we have a detailed chapters on it. Let me give an example. Suppose on week 1, and in Agile code will be developed in bits and chunks. Chunk A is developed. Okay, a bit of code A is developed. Week 2, this particular bit of A will be going for testing. Meanwhile, developers will not be sitting idle. They'll be developing another chunk of code B. And on week 3 or some week, again, both A and B will be combined and tested. Then only it makes a complete product, right? That's what is called continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration. Because every week development testing are happening parallelly, iteratively, correct? So this is what is Agile. But it is successful to certain extent because every week a code is developed so they could accommodate, it's flexible, right? Flexibility is achieved because of this. So there's no more, it's not anymore not flexible. They can accommodate. Also, complete software is not delivered at once. They could handle it in bits and parts. Also, code is immediately tested. So testing will be very faster. Just give me 1 second, please. So yeah, I'm back. So these it could eliminate all those challenges, but challenges are still left over, right? That's where DevOps came in, which can overcome those challenges as well. So why DevOps came in? It's a methodology. It's basically a methodology, right? It's a methodology, a process which eliminate the gap between the teams, which makes the deployments faster, which can help overcome the challenges. Understood, everyone?
Sorry for the interruption, Preeti.
Right.
So this DevOps follow the Agile methodology or it's a separate methodology is there?
Separate methodology. I told to overcome the challenges of waterfall, Agile came in. But
Okay.
Agile is not successful to overcome all the challenges. See, ops challenges are still there. So then is DevOps methodology. These are all different methodologies. So DevOps came in, which is successful eliminating challenges posed by all these teams.
Okay.
It's a different methodology. It's a new methodology. It's a process. It's a cultural change. Okay,
So
let me.
yeah, as you said in this example, in the Agile, in the
Mm.
week, first week, the A code is developed and tested and integrated like
Mm.
this. And
Mm.
what the process this DevOps will follow?
I'll tell you. Let me bring up the differences between the three methodologies.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So we understood, okay, why DevOps came in, right? But exactly what is DevOps? Let's learn about what is DevOps. Till now, we were talking about why DevOps came in, to eliminate the gap, to make the deployments faster, right? To eliminate the challenges posed by the traditional methodologies, overcome challenges posed by traditional methodologies. Now, let me compare these three, like waterfall, any methodology, and I mean any SDLC, then Agile, then DevOps. If you compare these three, in waterfall, actually there is development. After development, only testing begins. Okay, complete development should be there, then testing. After complete testing, deployment, and then there will be monitoring. This is how it is in waterfall. Then in Agile, continuous C is important, continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration means it's happening parallel, iterative. It's not that after development testing begins. Testing, development happening parallel, iterative. That's why those two teams were brought together with Agile. But only after integration, then deployment is again manual. After complete integration, deployment would happen and then monitoring. But then came DevOps, where you have continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, along with the continuous deployment and continuous monitoring. What does it mean? Let's say developer made some change. See here, remember, development team is still there. Developers write the code. Developer made a change. Whenever they make some, develop some feature, right? It would be immediately going for testing, integrated into the system on the same day and deployed to production on the same day. Of course, first it will be deployed to lower environments. Like first it will be deployed to dev environment, staging, test environment, staging environment, pre-prod, and then to prod automatically and monitor. Right? So all of this complete process called CI/CD process, which is automated. This is called CI/CD pipeline. Initially, to create this pipeline, you need more people. Once it is created, you just need one or two people to monitor it. Means it's a 24/7 automation possible, right? Complete automation. Every change will reach the production service servers immediately. Have you ever wondered the big gigantic applications? You can see the new features rolling out immediately. How is that possible? Facebook is a best example which implements DevOps. And people with this expertise will survive in the market in near future. Also, you might be having question like initially you need more people, later on few people, then what happens to DevOps? There are many other tasks DevOps engineer does. This is one of them, managing working CI/CD pipelines, fixing CI/CD pipelines. Another thing is many things are there. Okay, once application is deployed, providing high availability, resiliency to the application using Kubernetes. Okay, automating the infrastructure creation with a Terraform, configuring the infrastructure with Ansible or any other configuration management tools, monitoring them with Prometheus and so on. So hope you got it, right? But CI/CD pipeline is one of the roles and responsibilities. Apart from that, they have many other responsibilities to manage high availabilities, provision the infrastructure, configure the infrastructure, and monitor it with some monitoring tools. Am I making sense? So this is what is DevOps. DevOps is a cultural change. It's a process. It's not a programming language. It's not a tool. It's not a stack of tools. It's not a some scripting automation. It's a process. It's a methodology. To implement this methodology, there were different tools to help you with that. So now, who is a DevOps engineer? Whoever can work on this automation process. Once code is developed, means developer has given you the code. From the desk of a developer till it reaches the production table, the whole process automated. Whoever involved in this automation process is nothing but a DevOps engineer. What is this automation process? Of course, CI/CD, along with providing high availability with Kubernetes, infrastructure provisioning with Terraform, managing configuring the infrastructure with Ansible, monitoring it, all these tools comes in. Of course, containerizing the application, the CI/CD with the Docker, all of these tools comes in. So you are responsible. Whoever can work on these phases is nothing but DevOps engineer. Now, whoever want to learn this can be a DevOps. There are no prerequisites, or else you don't have to have some development background or coding background or some other backgrounds, because these are all the questions we hear people generally may have. So I'm trying to answer those queries. You don't have to be someone from development or testing to become. Anyone, whoever has a grip or expertise on this part can become a DevOps engineer. And if you see, development team is still there, testing team will be still there. You automate execution of the test case in the pipeline. That's all, which we will learn as a part of our course. Is this clear, everyone? Whoever had a query, now is this clear? Also, let me differentiate with respect to teams. Earlier in Waterfall, there are separate teams: dev team, QA team, ops team. Of course, now also separate teams, but earlier there is no proper collaboration. Each team is working in silos, in isolation, in separation. Each doesn't understand the challenges of other. But with Agile, because development testing happening every week, these two teams were brought together. There is very good collaboration, understanding between them, because they know what's happening with them. Why is this urgency for developers? They know challenges of others. It doesn't mean QA will go and write the code and all. No. So they were brought together and referred as dev team, but ops team is still left over in Agile. But now even these two teams were brought together called DevOps team. These two teams were brought together means we work with a proper collaboration. We communicate almost daily with the development team, because once they complete their code, this pipeline begins, right? So there'll be constant communication with the dev and QA teams. That's the role of a DevOps engineer, to have constant communication with the other teams, other partner teams. Got it, everyone?
Who will automate this all these process CI/CD?
DevOps engineer.
Do we have the knowledge, programming knowledge to do that automation?
No, we don't need programming knowledge. We need these tools.
Okay,
Jenkins,
for specific.
Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible, Prometheus, Docker, Git. These are the tools you need.
Okay, we will use these things.
Everyone is open source tools. So I think it's Jenkins is also
Right.
integration.
All
That
of
is
these
also
tools are open
right.
source, and we need to learn these tools to automate this.
So it's only for containerizations. I think is Jenkins is integration of pods. That is also everyone. I think. Not on Jenkins, everyone.
In the real time, exactly, are we going to use these tools only, or else any other tools will be implemented in the real time in the company?
Okay, so here there are multiple tools under each category. For example, configuration management. There were so many tools under configuration management, tools like Ansible, Puppet, Chef, Salt, and so on. Okay, you don't have to learn each tool under the category, right? Because, okay, just give me 1 second to come to your question. So I helped you understand what is DevOps, why DevOps, right? I'll come to your question in 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm just going through this presentation where I have listed all the tools. So till now we were talking about what is DevOps, why DevOps. Everything is documented here in the presentation. This presentation will be shared with you as a notes for reference. Drawbacks of Waterfall, drawbacks of Agile, then why DevOps came in, everything is here. Right, the differences between Waterfall, Agile, and DevOps. What I told, deployment is at the end in Waterfall and Agile, but in DevOps, deployment is happening iteratively as well. Right, all of this is that. Now roles and responsibilities are working or fixing the CI/CD pipeline, working with all these different tools like I mentioned, becomes the roles and responsibilities. We are going to cover all these scenarios in our project so that you can have the actual roles and responsibilities by the end of this course. And Krishna Reddy, I saw your questions in the chat window. I'll pick up them in few minutes. Okay, give me a few minutes. Now, what are all the tools you should learn? See here, I have categorized them as version control tools, build automation tools, continuous integration tools, containerization tools, infrastructure as code, configuration management, infrastructure and provisioning tools, orchestrator tools, monitoring tools, and cloud services. There were multiple tools under each category. Means like if you talk about Git,
Source code management.
marker is not writing, just a second. Okay, so if you talk about Git, there are other tools in this category, like you have SVN, you have TFS, and so on. Similarly, you have many other tools as build automation tools like Ant, Gradle, Maven, and so on. Similarly, you have Jenkins, you have GitLab, you have a code
Mambo.
deploy. So many services, tools are there. Docker, you have other tools like Rocket and so on. Means under each category, there were multiple tools. Companies are not expecting the candidates to learn every tool, because the learning every tool is not possible, not required also. If you learn one tool under each category, you can easily switch to other tools because they follow the same analogy, they follow the similar concept. Companies are also looking for the same, because today you are using it, tomorrow it's SVN, tomorrow something else might come up. People should be flexible enough to switch over to the tools, because it's a rapidly evolving, tools are rapidly evolving, new tools, technologies are coming into the market, right?
But if
So
you don't mind,
master
it cannot.
one second, let me finish. So master one tool under each category. Also here, I have placed the tools which are the market leaders, means which are very widely used, so that obviously you will get exposure to the projects more widely. If you see here, container orchestrator tool, Kubernetes, Docker Swarm, both are container orchestrator tools. I'm covering both in the course, but Docker Swarm is very less used. Okay, so I'm covering basics of Docker Swarm, and majority of that will cover on Kubernetes, because if you see, and also in Kubernetes particularly, I'm covering EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service, which has a lot of demand in the market. 50% of the clusters are EKS clusters. So I'm covering market leaders here. And coming to cloud computing also, like I told you, DevOps is a methodology. You can implement on any cloud or else on-prem. As an example, I'm covering it on AWS. If you can implement a DevOps on AWS, you can implement on any cloud. That is again another reason for covering this. When I sit in the interview panel, we are checking people to if they have knowledge in one cloud. It's not like they should be knowing a particular cloud. That those days are gone, because we never know tomorrow which cloud is coming up. So that's how the course is designed and the tools are added. Here there are other tools also which not listed here, like tools like JFrog is covered in the course, Orgo CD is covered in the course, and some additional tools were there which were not listed. But yeah, yeah. And another example, in Ansible, Puppet, Chef, there were many tools. Ansible is more widely used. That's the reason for covering Ansible. So yes, go on with your questions now, please.
What I think is Docker and Kubernetes both are containerization tools. We have to
No,
create to the pods and anything of the images we can create.
no,
What is the
Satish.
use of in our both of thing that in our
Docker
containerization
is a
thing?
containerization tool. Kubernetes is a container orchestrator tool. Both are completely different. Containerization tool is Docker. Container orchestrator tool is Kubernetes. You
Okay.
don't have pods in Docker. You have pods in Kubernetes. Anyway, we will deep dive into these things from the basics, but both are two different tools.
But is pods we have created the Docker is also created the pods, right?
No, Docker will not create the pods. Pods are in Kubernetes, not in Docker. Okay, Docker will be used to create container from an image. Okay,
Images.
it
Okay.
is
Yeah.
helpful to create containers. Okay,
Mm.
whereas Kubernetes will help you create the pods. What is the difference between pod and container? We'll elaborate in our due course.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it. And Git and SVN is also both are two different of source code management tools, but Git is only for distributed of version control system, and SVN is also
Both
only
are,
for one single F.
these are all
Oh,
version control tools, Satish. Okay,
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
get
It's version control.
confused. Okay, these are all version control tools. Their architectures would be different. We'll be covering architectures also in the course.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
What are
there
the
is a
AWS
question from
services?
Ramu. What are the AWS services you deal? Ramu, what are the AWS services I'm covering? They're all there in the syllabus on the website. Let me also give you a gist here. I'm covering EC2, S3, then load balancer services, code deploy service, code build, code commit services, and also most importantly, EKS service, Elastic Kubernetes service. It's a paid and managed service of AWS. I'm even covering it because it has got a lot of demand in the market. And a detailed list of AWS services, I'll walk you through in some time when I go to the website.
So this EKS cluster can be created from AWS console only, or else from a
You can create it in multiple ways. It's on AWS
Multiple ways.
platform. You can create it on the from the console. You can create it from CLI. You can create it from Terraform. I'll cover all of those ways.
okay.
We'll provision it. We'll automate creation of clusters from Terraform. That also will be covered. That's a realistic scenario.
Good. Preethi, okay, thank you.
Okay, so this is just a brief list of the tools. Okay, I'll walk you through the syllabus on the website in few minutes. But yeah, this is all we have. And Linux basics also will be covered. If you are completely new to Linux, you don't have to worry. I'll walk you through step by step to get familiarized with the navigating files and folders. Working with the Linux operating system will also be covered.
And one more thing, Preethi, do we need to have the Python knowledge for this?
Python is not mandatory for DevOps. It's a
Okay.
good to have skill, that's all. It's
But
not
where do we use this Python? Because we are
That's
not
what in some cases of automation, Python might be used. That it's not
Okay.
mandatory. There were so
Okay.
many tools which can help you implement without Python. So
Okay.
it's not mandatory.
Okay.
So these are the different phases and the tools we use. And okay, here is the pipeline. We were talking about some CI/CD pipeline, right? See, once developer write the code, it will be pulled, it will be built using some build automation tools like Maven. Testers might be writing test case in Selenium, JUnit, JMeter, whatever. We are not bothered, but we will automate execution of them. That will be covered, how to execute any test case in the pipeline. And then it will be deployed. I mean, it will be containerized using Docker and deployed on Kubernetes cluster and configured using Ansible, and infrastructure will be provisioned with Terraform. See here, all these tools were integrated into the CI/CD pipeline, and then monitoring with some monitoring tools like Prometheus, and the metrics can be visualized on Grafana. This is the CI/CD pipeline. We are going to zoom into every part. Means from tomorrow, we'll first get started with Git. We'll learn Git, we'll master this tool. Okay, and then we'll learn from basics till advanced, including architecture, every scenario of Git we will learn, we'll master it. Then we will go back and add it to the pipeline. Then we'll go and learn Jenkins. We'll zoom into Jenkins again from basics till advanced, come back and add it. So that's how we'll learn each tool, come back and build this pipeline. Building this pipeline will take 2 months. We'll build it step by step by mastering each tool, come back and integrate it here. That's how we will learn. Okay, and yes, we are going to build this pipeline on multiple applications in this course, right? Like we'll be working on a microservice application as well as a monolithic application, so that you will get exposure to different varieties of applications. So we will learn DevOps irrespective of the platform. Means after this course, you will be able to implement it on anywhere. As an example of cloud, I'm also showing you implementing it on AWS. That is the complete agenda of the course. Once after completing this course, you will be confident to clear your interviews and also able to work in the projects confidently. That is the main agenda of this course. Monolithic microservice applications are the applications with different architecture, Ramu. So your application could be in Java, .NET, Perl, whatever. It's irrespective. But which type of application is what is important, because when you are deploying microservice application, you deploy it a different way in Kubernetes cluster. So both of them are covered here, right? And there were some questions which I haven't taken it. I'll go through them in a couple of minutes. 1 second. Question from Krishna Reddy. Okay, let me go through these questions. Hi, madam. This is Krishna. I have a couple of questions with respect to DevOps roles, not just limited to this course. Hence, you please take time to look into and advise. Okay, if a person has opportunity to work in development, automation, DevOps, if the person is very strong in all the areas, then which role the person should pick up? dev or QA or DevOps to have better professional financial growth. Obviously, if he is good with the development, if a person is good with testing, good with the DevOps, he should pick up the role which gives him good financial growth, which is having good demand, which is having good future. So I would suggest them to go to DevOps because that's the one which is having market. In this recession tough time also, still DevOps people are getting calls and the job opportunities. So obviously you should pick up such a skill set or such a tools or technologies. And in other words, whether the person should shift to DevOps role or stick on to development itself. They should switch to DevOps. And again, reason for asking the above is I believe once the pipelines are set up, infrastructure is provisioned, then less number of people will be required to maintain them or incorporate any changes. On the other hand, development and QA is continuous process and hence concerned people will be more in demand. Since DevOps is purely technical in nature, hence everyone can learn sooner or later. In such cases, will be more number of DevOps engineers, less number of job openings. There will be huge competition. Also, existing senior resources can be easily replaced by junior experienced resources, right? Since everything is purely technical and there is no functional or business involved. How to show the project experience in case we want to enter the DevOps jobs upon mastering all the concepts of DevOps. Fourth question, in recent past, there is a lot of news on AI ops saying it is utilizing AI agents to achieve self-healing or infrastructure managing like Kubernetes. Fifth question, how to become SRE, platform engineer, etc. upon mastering all the concepts of DevOps. I believe SRE, platform engineering, etc. involves little more extra skills on the top of DevOps. Sixth question. Okay, so many questions, but these are all helpful. So please stay tuned, everyone. I'll answer every question. Should be development experience also to become DevOps engineer, or it is master all DevOps concepts without development experience, or at least understanding the basics, how the person can build the Docker file. I mean, how DevOps engineer can decide which Java version to take, etc. Also, because right now I'm seeing job opening in LinkedIn where it requires both development and DevOps experience. Okay, all the 6 questions I'm going to answer. Please stay tuned, everyone. First question. Okay, first question I already answered. Everyone are attentive, I believe. So first question is, if the person has both development, testing, all the skills, which one should he opt? Obviously, he should opt which has a future, which has a career growth, both financially and professionally, which is DevOps. So they should become a DevOps. I mean, they should opt for DevOps role. That's the first thing. Second question is, once pipelines are set up, infrastructure is provisioned, less number of people will be required to maintain them or incorporate any necessary changes. On the other hand, development and QA is continuous process and concerned people will be more in demand is the question. See, like I already told you, initially to build the pipeline, more people are involved. Later on, DevOps team is required to manage the infrastructure, configure that's a continuous process. Creating the infrastructure is not a one-time task, because if you create the infrastructure, there will be a lot of changes happening. There will be upgrades needed on those servers. Everything should be automated via Terraform. Similarly, configuring the infrastructure is a continuous task. It's not a one-time task. Pipeline setup may be one-time task, but there will be broken pipelines always. There have to be fixes. There have to be new stages. If you remember, I told you one more thing. DevOps is a continuous process. It's not a process which is like, okay, I can't say, okay, I'm starting DevOps tomorrow. It's going to be completed in 2 months and 1 year. No, it's a continuous process of improvement and implementation. Because what is DevOps? DevOps is taking the code automatically to production servers. How efficiently you do it, how effectively you do it, how automatically it's happening without any breakdowns, without any obstacles is what is DevOps, right? Always the process should be improved. Let's say they have introduced new libraries in the code. Build time should be improved. Now it is taking 2 minutes per build. Later on it's taking 1 hour. How is this time increase? How can you make it? How can you optimize the build time? These are all the scenarios DevOps engineers has to work. Am I making sense, Krishna Reddy? So this is a continuous process. And also at this point, let me tell you one more thing. There are also teams like DevOps. Okay, DevOps core team, core or development team. Doesn't mean they write the code. It means that they create the pipelines from the scratch. They create everything from the scratch, right? There is another thing, DevOps support team. Support team means already infrastructure is created, everything is there. They have to fix the broken things. It's not a small job, it's a continuous job. Years together, you'll have this task, right? Creating the infrastructure, managing high availability through Kubernetes is a continuous task. High availability, resiliency of the application, this is a continuous task by a DevOps engineer, right? So these are all the tasks which we get in every sprint. Even like developers, testers, we do have sprints. This is from my personal experience. Yes, we do have sprints. In every sprint, we'll have a Jira stories for all of this. Maybe a Jira story to provide resiliency or in Kubernetes by providing anti-affinity patterns in the pods, right? There might be another sprint story which my colleague is working where they have to spin up the infrastructure with a Terraform integrated with Argo CD, right? These are all these things are continuous. Okay, there will be multiple projects, multiple environments which a DevOps engineer has to take care of. So it's not a just one time task. Pipeline building is one time, but you have to keep on adding new stages. Let's say today there is continuous builds, continuous testing. Tomorrow the project may need scanning phase also integrated. So DevOps engineer has to add a new stage here called continuous scanning using some scanning tools like Snyk and so on. Right? They have to add a new stage here. I'm sorry, pen is not writing. Right? They have to keep on enhancing the pipeline for betterment. That's a continuous process. So I think I answered the question. Then again, DevOps is purely technical in nature and hence everyone can learn sooner or later. This is the challenge. It's not that everyone can learn sooner or later, but now market is having lot of demand. For example, if we have any job posting, we are receiving hundreds of resumes for DevOps. But if you interview the candidate, it's very difficult to find the right candidate with the right skill set. People are mentioning all these tools in DevOps. When I said DevOps, people have the mindset, okay, I should put all the list of the tools. But they don't know how to use a tool, when to use a tool, when not. Sometimes, rather than using a tool, manual tasks should be preferred. But people should be wise enough to decide that. DevOps is a methodology, right? Tools are there for you. You are the one who will decide which tool should be used at what level, at what extent, and why. Right? This kind of knowledge people wouldn't have. Also, people say that, okay, I know Docker, but people are using them, but they don't have the strongest skill set. Now there is a lot of scarcity for DevOps engineering. That's why I also mentioned this is the right time to invest your time and effort in learning such tools or such technologies which has great demand in future. People are learning it, but it's very difficult to master these tools. These are not just simple tools. Unless you have proper guidance, proper path to go through, it's a challenge to learn these tools. It's not as simple as that. Even though people with a 16 years experience, 10 years experience struggle using these tools, they use the tool. But if problem comes in, to fix it, to troubleshoot it, they should have the expertise, which this course will provide you. And such people will have the demand, and they will gain like whatever market they want, right? So it's not a simple to learn it. If you take Java, yes, they learn Java programming, Java frameworks, that will be fine, but that's not the case here. You have to learn diverse of tools here. So it's not easy to learn. There is a scarcity of DevOps engineer right now in the market. It will take some years for everyone to get. Like if you see Java professionals and DevOps professionals, you see they are not even 10% of Java developers. So you can imagine so many Java developers everywhere. So job demand, I mean, because there is a lot of people available, obviously the salary trend was not as with the DevOps. For Kubernetes and Terraform, particularly, if you know Kubernetes, Jenkins, Terraform, you know, you have to know Kubernetes means obviously you should know Docker. Those are the demanded tools in the market and the highly paid ones in the market right now. And if you gain that right expertise, you will have a future. Okay, so that's the answer for this question. Huge competition. People are there, but there is no right candidate for DevOps profile. Existing senior resources can be easily replaced by junior. That's not so easy as you mentioned here, Krishna Reddy. That's the case with anyone then. Junior developers will replace senior Java developers. Is that happening? Every team we should have seniors as well as juniors, because seniors expertise their skill set would be different. Same is the case here in DevOps also. It's not something different, a way part from other technologies. So, and another thing I want to mention here, even juniors, freshers for DevOps engineers are required in the project, because there are tasks where juniors should do, where there are separate tasks for seniors. So even freshers are having job openings. You can search in the LinkedIn. Freshers also have job openings as DevOps engineers. Everything is purely technical and there is no functional business involved. There is a lot of business involved here. See, okay, let me bring up here a few things. You are talking about high availability and resiliency of DevOps, right? There will be, if you know, there will be SLAs for an application. Let's suppose my application is a banking application. Okay, or else let's say I'm working for some Amazon.com, okay, shopping application. This is, you know, how many people use it. This has got an SLA of 99.999, right? So many nines. If you increase the SLA, means there should be not 1% of downtime. How do you achieve that much downtime? I mean, how can you have your application so much resilient and highly available for people without downtime, and downtime is just 0.0001%, right? Lot of business value involved here. If you breach this SLA, penalties are huge, right? Let's suppose I'm working for some company, right? I'm hosting for Amazon. My Amazon applications are deployed in my Kubernetes cluster. I am responsible for their high availability. Actually, deep diving into this high availability resilience is nothing but SRE. As your next question is about differentiating between SRE and DevOps. So working on high availability resiliency of the applications purely on observability part is nothing but SRE, site reliability engineer. But to become a site reliability engineer, first of all, you should know DevOps. DevOps is overlaps all of this. DevOps engineers, SRE engineers, platform engineers, the skill set. There is an overlap of the skill set, right? DevOps, everyone should know these. You see, if you don't know Kubernetes, you cannot work for high availability, right? So if you are working in depth on high availability, that is SRE. If you are working in depth into managing the platforms of Kubernetes, that is called platform engineer. Am I making sense? Particularly everyone, and particularly Krishna Reddy. Hope I answered this question.
Yes, madam. Thanks a lot for answering all the questions, madam.
Few
I
more
did not
questions
anticipate
are
it.
there. I'll also cover them.
Yeah,
Hope
I'm just
everyone
waiting.
else is good. Others also hope I'm making sense for everyone else in the class.
Yes, good,
Okay.
good, Preethi. Go ahead.
Right, so this is what is SRE. If you are deep diving into that platform, like where your Kubernetes cluster is sitting, that's a platform engineer. That platform engineer, again, if it is on cloud, that's a cloud engineer, right? Like you will be focusing on AWS or GCP or Azure, whatever. That's a cloud engineer. Okay. So I covered the different roles here. And the next question is, in recent past, there's a lot of news on AI ops. AI agents achieve self-healing to the infrastructure, example, managing Kubernetes pods, etc. That's true. AI is coming in, but AI is like an assistant for DevOps engineer. Unless you have knowledge on these tools, unless you master this skill set, you just can't apply AI. Right? For you to apply AI, you should know these concepts. Only in an expertise, a DevOps expertise can use AI in the right way. AI can misguide you. Hope you all know that. AI can misguide you. AI can bring drastic loss for the applications or the infra or whatever to the business. A right DevOps expertise is needed to use the AI to bring the maximum benefit, but not the failures. Right? Obviously, expertise is needed. It's not, AI cannot replace DevOps engineers, at least maybe in the near future also. We don't see that, at least for 10 years. But they can be your helping hands, right? They can be your assistants. They can help you a lot. There are also in-house tools provided by your organizations, right? AI trainings are given so that you can implement and make your deployments much faster, make your pipelines more secure, achieve high availability. But you should configure, you should decide on which AI options to use, which AI strategies to use, right? So that's an added advantage for you. You don't have to create your Kubernetes pods manually. You can use AI. That's how you can use. But which resiliency pattern should I use? Should I use anti-affinity in the pods? Should I use a liveliness probe, readiness probe to make your application always healthy? Which one you should decide, out of the options provided by AI. So they can be a helping hand for you. And the fifth question, how to become SRE platform, all the concepts of DevOps. I believe SRE platform and etc. involves little more extra skill set on the top of DevOps. These are all the skills which overlaps. I have one more page. Just give me a second to bring up that presentation. I'm not sure if I have it. Yes. Okay, see here, this is what is DevOps, automation, CI/CD collaboration, right? And it gives you, let me clear the screen. There comes SecOps, DevSecOps, DevOps engineers, platforms engineer and all. From the DevOps, they evolve. DevSecOps is nothing but including security over there. Like I already mentioned, including scanning, using Snake, using like in the Maven builds, you can include the code coverage analysis, like the vulnerability checks and all. That's it. That's nothing but DevSecOps. SRE is also like reliability and performance of the application. All of that comes from derived from DevOps. You should know DevOps to step into SRE. SRE is nothing but the process, the mindset again. It's not again a tool or software. SRE is a mindset. That mindset is always focus on stability, reliability of the application. You don't have to learn separate tools, but you learn the same tool, Kubernetes, to implement that high availability and resiliency. Right? So no separate skill set, but separate mindset needed. Hope you got it, Krishna Reddy. No separate tools needed for SRE, but your mindset should be in the always thinking about reliability, performance of your application. Your application should be 99.99% available. This should be your mindset. Your infrastructure created by Terraform should be stable, right? That's a mindset you should have. Also, the observability, like Prometheus, monitoring tools would be the main focus because they should know if something goes wrong. Monitoring comes in. So no separate tools, but you should inculcate a different mindset there. And the
But if you see here, madam, before we move to the next question, madam, I have a small question here. But if you see here, there is a security and compliance, right, in the DevSecOps. If you see DevSecOps, it's DevOps plus security and compliance.
Yeah, right. Including security stages in the CI/CD pipeline is nothing but DevSecOps. Like I told you, right? Scanning your images, scanning your code. If you include those stages in your pipeline, that's nothing but DevSecOps. DevOps plus those security stages.
Do we use any tools for the security in DevSecOps? Any
Yes,
security
we have
tools?
Stick for image scanning. We have some AWS services for your image scanning, code scanning. Even your Maven tool can do. Your Maven build automation tool is there, right? It will do coverage analysis. It will do code reviews. That's nothing but security stages. Today, almost every pipeline will have all of these. Even our pipeline will have those stages. But we
This
just
SonarQube, is it a security?
SonarQube or Jacoco. There are again, like you have 10 tools under each category. You have so many plugins to perform that. Integrating those is nothing but a DevSecOps.
Okay, so SonarQube also comes under the security only.
SonarQube can be used in wide variety of ways. It can be used for code coverage. It can be used for code reviews. Code scanning tools are there, different tools. Like I told you, right? Snyk is one of them where you can use it.
Okay.
And AWS image scanning services are there, which can be integrated.
CloudWatch.
CloudWatch is a monitoring tool.
Monitoring
It's a monitoring tool.
Right, exactly.
So the SonarQube will also be taught in this course, madam?
Maven will be taught. We'll use some Maven plugins which does this. Here I'm using Jacoco, which also derived from, which is almost like SonarQube.
But Maven is for only Java, no, Preethi?
Maven can be used for multiple applications like Java. You can also use for other applications, but more widely used for Java.
For
like
Python,
I told you, right? If you know one application, one tool, you can use other tools are similar. Here we are not bothered whether it is Java or not. We will learn how Maven works. Similarly, you have other tools for each technology.
Okay.
I'm going to the sixth question. Person should have development experience also to become a DevOps engineer? You don't have to have a DevOps experience. Till now, I have shown you, you have a development team available. Okay, and then the question, all the concepts for DevOps, for example, those teach in the course without development experience, at least understand the basic concept. Example, jar, where, how the person can build the Docker file. I mean, how the DevOps engineer can decide which Java version to take, etc. Also, because right now I'm seeing job opening in LinkedIn where it requires both development and DevOps experience. Okay, first let me answer the question. Do you need a DevOps development experience? No, you don't have to have development experience. And then the next question is, if they don't know how to build, how can they build a Docker file? Here in this course, continuous builds are there, right? We are learning how to build it, how to create a jar file, how to create a var file. We are doing it. For that, coding is not needed, right? Krishna Reddy, if you are aware. To build the application
Yes,
and
madam.
to create a jar file or var file, coding is not needed, right? I don't want
Yeah.
other people to get confused with this question. So I want you to answer. Do you need coding to build the jar file or var file?
No, madam.
Right? So we will learn
Yeah.
build here in this course. What is meant by build? How do you build? We will learn it. Now, the next question. To write a Docker file, we should know coding. Docker file is a text file. Text file means like your notepad. Right? I'm
Yes.
repeating here, to containerize your application, you will use Docker file. Listen here, everyone. I'm not teaching the concept. There is something called Docker file, which we'll write to containerize our application. It doesn't mean you need to have coding, because Docker file is a text file. Okay. You don't use any language here. Text file. What do you put in text file?
Instructions.
Docker instructions. This is not coding. Docker instructions are, let me
Commands.
give you some of the Docker instruction. Means Docker commands. From command, copy
Run,
command,
run command.
okay, run command. These are not, this is not coding and you don't need, those are Docker instructions or Docker commands. I don't want other people in the group to get confused or to get worried about it. That's why I'm making it more clear. This doesn't need coding. Okay, there were misconceptions,
Yes.
misunderstanding over this. So to
Yeah.
create a Docker file, to containerize it, you don't have to know coding. And also you don't have to know which version of it, which version of Java is needed for the application, because
Developer will say
it's a
that.
developer task, right? Developer will create this Docker file actually, not DevOps engineer. But we will also learn creating Docker file, because we may need Docker file to spin up some environments, like I may need some web server. I may need some application server. So for that, yes, we will learn how to write Docker file. But generally Docker files, to containerize their Java application, Java developer will write it. But again, Docker file can be written by anyone. It doesn't need coding. It doesn't need which versions of software needed. It is needed only to containerize it. Then you need which version, that will be taken care by developers.
Yeah. So what I mean by that question is that, madam, I did not got the right example. I just took some example.
It's okay.
What I mean by that question is, for example, if I want to build, let's say, I'm creating an image and that image is getting failed because the port number on which it is trying to create, it is already being used by something else. If you don't understand what is NGX and what is port number and something else, the basic concepts.
See,
So it
engineering
is,
port numbers are not development, right? Those comes under a Linux. I'm covering them in the Linux part. In Linux, we are covering like how to check the port, where it is running and all. If you're talking about it's a port of application, such images, such Docker files will be created by developers. That's what I'm saying. Let's say it's an Amazon application, developers have developed it. They will containerize and give you the image. Okay, that's one use case where you are not creating Docker file. Another use case, suppose you are asked to create Docker file, they have to share you the port number, on which port number the application is running. Then you will able to create a Docker file that doesn't need any coding. Next thing, next use case, you have to create an application, a test environment where web server of HTTP is running. We will create the Docker file for it. We will learn what is Nginx, what are port numbers. We are going to learn under Linux part.
let's say, madam, some image is like in having use size and we want to optimize that image. So if you have some development experience, we can understand,
That is
right?
a
What all
totally
content.
different concept. You don't need development experience to optimize image. Image size are optimized through multi-stage builds.
Multi-stage build from multiple
Multi-stage builds
comments.
are there, which doesn't need coding. Okay, you are not going to optimize the code so that your image size reduce. Please check before you put your queries. Those are the topics I'm covering, but that doesn't need coding. If anyone else working here can share your experience. That's not coding. Let me show you. If you still have that, reduce image, reduce, okay. Docker image size. Reduce is crucial, faster deployment, lower cost, use minimal base images. Is this coding? Right? This is your Docker instruction. These are commands. Work directory, multi-stage builds. Just now, where is coding here? We are not bothered about coding if you want to reduce the image size. Don't just imagine and bring up the technologies. Okay, don't just listen somewhere and confirm those as a technology or the concept. That's totally wrong, making your code corrections to the code. If there is any code leakage, that's a different thing. That is taken care by developers. We are not bothered about those things. Okay, hope I answered this question. And
yeah, ma'am. So the bottom line is that development experience is not required. So that is the bottom line.
Not required.
Yeah.
Do I need to learn OpenShift or Dynatrace, etc. to manage Kubernetes infrastructure? See, there are hundreds of monitoring tools. It's not that Kubernetes can be monitored only with Dynatrace. We will monitor Kubernetes with Prometheus. Prometheus is a container-centric observability tool. We are covering Prometheus here. Any monitoring tool is good to have. And coming to the job descriptions, you might be seeing job description. Let's suppose you are seeing some job description as Python mandatory. Don't go for it. They are looking more for developer profile, right? They are having something which they have automated. That's not a DevOps. See, okay, let me give you here. Just a second. Okay, now coming to the job descriptions, how you have to understand the job descriptions. DevOps job description. Let's say you are seeing one DevOps job description. This is 2. Okay. So first one, they are looking for Kubernetes engineer. They are looking for containerizing. They are looking for working on CI/CD pipelines. This is one. There is another one. They are saying DevOps engineer. They should work on CI/CD, but they are stressing Python development is mandatory, or more like, or else the vast experience in Python. This is not for you. Okay, not that every job description you will be suitable for. This is not for you. If you want to cover this one, learn Python separately, spend some 6 to 1 year and learn it and go for it. But if you can spend like within 2 months, if you can master and get into this, which has future, which has a great job market, search the job trend for Kubernetes professionals and search the job for Python or Java developers. Okay, such the salary trends. Okay, which salary trend is good? So if you just go for Java or Python development, let's say Python development, you go for it. If the job salary trend is low, would you choose job 2 or job 1? Job description 1 or 2? So you think about your future also. Do you want to learn Python and become a DevOps engineer, or would you like to go for jobs where Kubernetes, Terraform, Docker, these were used, so that will set your future? Right? So there might be hundreds of jobs posted under DevOps. It doesn't mean that you would be available or you would be suitable for all of them. Choose the job description which suits you. Right? Also, mandatory. I'm a DevOps engineer for more than 9 years. I haven't used Python till now. Right? I have used Kubernetes. I have got multiple job opportunities, and I'm very well satisfied with in the role I have now. Right? So just think about which one you would go for. Do you want to become a developer? Then why to learn DevOps? Just learn development and you can go for it. So that's how job descriptions would be. You focus on what you want to become, not just carried away by what you see over there, the job description. Choose the job descriptions which suits you. Again, there's a question from Ajay Raj. Do you have to have SQL experience in DevOps? Why is SQL coming in here? I just did not mention it anywhere. We don't need SQL experience. That's a database admins, database professionals are there separately.
Madam, can you please also touch upon the question number 3?
1 second, I'll come to that. There is meanwhile another people's questions like, Yes, Helm is also covered in the course. There is a question from Ramu Konda. Do we use Helm? Yes, Helm is also covered in the course. That's an advanced way of deploying your applications in Kubernetes cluster. What is Helm? How do you create your own Helm charts? How do you deploy it with Argo CD? All of that will be covered. Okay, third question. How to show the project experience in case we want to enter DevOps job upon mastering all concepts of DevOps? Okay. Are you working into IT, Krishna Reddy? Are you in IT now?
Yes, madam.
So may I know, if you don't mind, would you like to share? Are you a developer or what is the role you are into?
Yeah, I'm into kind of development come architect role, madam. I'm into mainframes, more into mainframes. I was trying to shift to microservices, and then when I came across this DevOps, this thing, there the confusion started. Like, should I move to microservices or DevOps? That is the
Microservice application is just an application architect. Microservices would definitely deployed with the DevOps methodology in Kubernetes. Okay, let's keep that aside. Now coming to like you are from development, let's say you are working on some development project, you have done something like you have integrated your test case execution, unit testing, different types of testing, you have executed those test cases and doing it manually. Now you will add these tools in the same project in your resume. Like you have used Jenkins to integrate, to execute your test case automatically. You have integrated builds in the Jenkins, right? That's how you will add these tools in your resume into the current project. Means whatever you have done manually, you can explain them with respect to DevOps tools we are learning here. That's how you relate, or if you want to showcase some experience, let's say you are 3 years developer, those 3 years you can put that you have worked with Jenkins, Git in your current project, whichever you have done manually, you can relate them that you have used, you have automated those things with the use of the tools. That's how you can showcase your experience. Current experience also, you are developer, but still you have used these tools. You have a part, or you have played a role in the DevOps methodology. That's how you can showcase your experience into the current projects.
But my problem is that, madam, I'm into mainframes role, which does not use open source technology. And as a result, I don't know, I don't have a real picture of this real world Jenkins pipeline or Kubernetes, anything I don't have the picture of the real world infrastructure. I mean, what I mean to say is, sorry, madam.
Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah, what I mean to say is, if someone says elephant, I can imagine the elephant, but I don't know, how it looks like. So at least if I have an imagination of the things, I can speak on that one. But the thing is that I don't have any visualization of the infrastructure. So in such case, if someone asks more into what are your job duties and responsibilities, what are your troubleshooting thing, and if something they go into deeper, if something related to real world scenario, then it becomes more complicated, right? And even after getting into the job,
this is the course for the same reason. People are joining the course for the same reason. They are working as developer, they are working in different roles, they know what is what, but they don't have a real exposure to such scenarios. Those scenarios are covered here in this course. End-to-end real scenarios will be covered in the course, which help you. That's what they will help you work in the project confidently as well as speak up in your interviews. The main agenda of the course is clear your interviews. How they are clearing with the real scenarios. We are end-to-end CI/CD pipeline design, real-time scenarios with a demonstration. DevOps is completely hands-on. From tomorrow, complete hands-on begins, right? So that you can clear your interviews and challenges more confidently. That is why this training is for. Your questions, your requirements will be answered with this course. And if people are serious, like if you are seriously looking for a career switch, if you are trying to make a switch or career, become a DevOps engineer, you are in the right place. You are in the right hands with a proper guidance. See, there was so many, lot of information over the internet, plethora of people teaching them. You have to have the right guidance to achieve the goal within the 2 months of time period. By the end of the course, people will be market ready. That's the main agenda. So that is about this course. I would also like to walk you through the course content and the few more details. See, this LMS is very important. How are we able to complete this course and job ready within 2 months with all this data curated? It took some time, some months for us to create. I would say It took some years for me to bring up this all in a streamlined way, like what should be covered on day one, what should be covered on day two, what are the concept scenarios we should be covering for Kubernetes, what are the things we should cover for Argo CD, what is the market need, what is that actually we use in the projects. It took me years to come up with this LMS. So this is very, very important, the pillar of the training. One is the live classes, second thing is this LMS. Don't underlook this LMS. This will help you a lot. Even after the training, you have lifetime access. This will help you a lot. Whether it be interview questions, there is a great feedback for interview questions. By going alone, this interview questions, people have cleared their interviews as well. You can just go and experience it. Free LMS trial access is available. Go through, explore it, and then decide. If you are serious about your career, just go for it. And also, like how to purchase this, go click on buy course, and here it is showing 22,000. We have an offer for today, the last offer for today, because tomorrow onwards course begin. Buy course, you will be navigated to this. You will still see 22,000. Here you have to give the coupon. After going here, the coupon code, you see 22,000, give the coupon code of VD400, right? You will get a discount of not applicable. This will be activated in a minute, don't worry. So once you give the coupon code, it will be for 18,000 rupees. Any questions you have, any help needed? Okay, VD 4,000, I'm sorry, it's not 400, 4,000. Okay, so you get it for 18,000 rupees. You can use your Razor Pay, credit card, debit card, UPI payments, anything, go on avail. And one more thing, once you purchase this course, you will also get access to recordings of previous batch, so that you can also watch them at your own pace. Let's say immediately interview schedule next week for you, you can go and watch out any topic there. So that's the reason for providing previous batch recordings as well. And this is how you should. Any further questions regarding the purchase, regarding the classes, any career counseling you need, you can reach out to Mr. Raj. Like, we are working professionals, like he has got a vast experience into IT as a advisor and counselor. So please reach out to him for any questions he can help you with. Ping him on this number. He's Mr. Raj. He can help you with any sort of questions. How to purchase, I just have shown you. If you still want me to show you again, I can help you with. Go to home, buy course. Just you'll be seeing multiple windows. Click on next, click on buy course. It will be showing 22,000. For today, there is an offer. Like, go here. And you can use the coupon code VD 4,000.
How many projects you expect, Preethi?
We will be covering this pipeline on multiple projects, like 2 applications I'll be covering. I can provide you more applications also for you to do the hands-on. Okay, the multiple scenarios will be covered on every tool every day. Multiple use case from day one. Tomorrow I'm starting it. You'll be having interview questions covered from day one. Like during our discussions, like about the Git architecture, Git, how it helps in resolving the merge conflicts, all sort of interview questions kind of. So yeah, 2 projects to be specific to your answer.
Any scripting will be covered for automating and data
Linux
process?
basics will be covered. Shell scripting basics will be covered. Yes, we'll be covering it. But like I told you, it's not mandatory, but I have included that.
Only skill, right? Not a Python scripting.
No, no. Those are not mandatory. Even shell scripting is not mandatory, but I'm covering it because anyway we are covering Linux basics. Even after the course, there's a question from Krishna Reddy. Upon the completion of the batch, will there be assistance, help, concerns, interview? Yes. Lifetime support will be there. WhatsApp group will be there for lifetime, a private separate WhatsApp group, as well as access to all this course material and support will be there. And there is another question. Why we go with AWS? Why not Azure? May I know any difference in between both? Which one is better in present? There is nothing like which one is better. Okay. AWS and Azure both are widely used, right? If you know one cloud, you can work on any other cloud. Obviously, if you see the patterns, AWS is more widely used, so have picked up that. That's all.
And one final question, madam. Will there be any session of mock interviews towards
Yes,
the end of
if
the batch?
people are interested, if they come to me and ask me, I need a mock interview, yes, it will be there. But that is on request. Because it's not like classes, I can't say everyone come to mock interview, right? So people who, I want, of course, everyone to come and ask. If you ask me, yes, you'll get a mock interview. You have to raise the request.
Yeah, thanks, madam. And can I have a session of interview questions towards the end of each topic?
Every
Or should
day,
I ask?
whenever I'm covering the topic, I'm covering interview questions. So no separate session would be there for it. As you see, it goes through the scenarios. Also, let me tell you one more thing in the same point, same perspective. Here I'm covering AWS as well, right? Linux also I'm covering. But Linux, AWS are covered horizontally across. Means it's not that, okay, today I'm starting AWS, within 3 days or 4 days, I'm completing AWS. No. AWS is covered horizontally across, meaning on day 2, I may teach one service. On day 7, I will teach another service as per the scenario, because this training is scenario based. I get a scenario, I get a requirement to create EKS, then I will go for EKS. It's not that one by one I'll cover and complete it. Same is the case with interview questions. Scenario based interview questions, like we'll get through. It's not a separate part where we by heart the interview questions. But yeah, if you have an interview schedule, interview questions are there curated on the website, which you can go through and get back to me for any queries. Always that is there.
So as based on scenario, if you have any questions related to real world or interview questions, we can touch upon there itself, right, madam? We don't have to wait till the end of the batch.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
But that's how you'll be job ready. If you pick up everything towards end, that doesn't work.
Yeah, thanks, madam.
And
one final question, one last final question, please. Going back to the first question, if I have an opportunity to work on the DevOps, then I should utilize that one, right, madam? I should switch over to DevOps.
That is what I would suggest. Yes.
Okay.
Because that is having demand. There were many tools already which are developing the code, right? But DevOps need manual intervention or human guidance even for the AI tools. So yes, that's what I would suggest.
But okay, and I know that you answered all the questions, madam. Just just for my sake, to conclude that to get confidence. As I was mentioning, there'll be lesser number of jobs and there'll be more number of people. And if everyone let's assume this batch itself are having 24 people, and there I believe there were a lot of people from the previous batches also. If at least 50% of them makes through, I mean, let's assume they practice everything and makes through to the job. So do you have those many number of jobs for DevOps, madam?
You are talking about the stats of my class. Have you ever checked the stats of Java training? Just go to some training where check how many people will be there for Java development. Okay. So if you ask me here 20 are there are 100 people, then what would be your answer? Hope you got my question, right?
I'm observing the Preethi from the last sessions also. She's good, Krishna Reddy. You don't need to bother anything else. Because I am saying that Preethi's way of teaching is excellent, I can say.
Thank you, Ramu. It means a lot.
Yes,
thank you for that.
Ramu, I'm aware of Ramu, I'm a little bit more
no,
aware
you
of
can ask.
this
You can
training.
ask.
No. You see, you are always, you can ask Krishna Reddy. I'm also saying, I'm also.
We are paying. We should
Yeah,
ask.
you should ask, and also I'm asking you a question. You told, right, 20 people are there. If all of them are ready for job market, it will be like more people are there, jobs are less. So I'm asking a question so that you would think. My question is, let's say there is some other Java training. There will be 100 people in every batch. So if 50% through that, do you apply the same question there? So more people are there, how would be it for development, right? So it's not that like you people like 50% people are here or else like whatever it is. It's not that how you should calculate, but what you should.
We should do our best. That's the
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Achieve the goal.
Also another thing is DevOps people, right? DevOps jobs, there are a lot of demands. Scarcity of people are there. Even 20 people, let's say 20 people are here in my class now. Even though 20 people mastered, become expertise, there is still scarcity. Because see, like I just mentioned some time back, there were already professionals, working professionals, 10 years, 20, they're working on Kubernetes, Docker. If they apply for the job, they may not be selected, right? They are working on them, but how many people are expertise in DevOps? That is still scarcity is there. Okay, that's how you should check upon.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
any
madam.
questions from any others, because only 1 or 2 people, particularly Krishna Reddy, asked many questions. So how about others? Also like Krishna Reddy, you are working on these tools, right? You are working on these tools. You may have knowledge on it. How many people are completely new in this batch? We should also check that, right? Yes, Rahul, please go on. I see your hand raise. Everyone, please come up. Feel free to put your queries. Yes, Rahul, go on, please. You can unmute and speak out. Or else, did you place your question in the chat? I'm checking the chat. And also there is, yes, each tool has its own job market. Yes, that is also there. Like if you know Kubernetes alone, yes, you are good to get a job. Do you know that? I'm just telling for everyone benefit, not for a single person, Krishna Reddy, everyone. Even if you know Kubernetes alone, Docker Kubernetes alone, you can be placed in a very good position. I can assure you that. Do you assure you that for any development, Java development or .NET or anything? It's not just comparing a lower anything. I'm just telling the demand right now and in the future. Maybe tomorrow some other tool might come up, right? We should go for it because that's what we need. We need to survive in the future, right? Okay, any more questions from anyone? Any hand raise? Anyone?
It's only for, I think it's 4 years of our fresher candidates is job more than of the vacancies in DevOps or not? You
Freshers
already
also
you have already told me. I think is fresher we have to eligible for this course and giving the opportunities. You told me. I think my prospect. I already check in LinkedIn, but there is no vacancies of in fresher candidates only for 5+ years of experience candidates. We have to more than opportunities in this
You give
technology.
your resume to me, Satish. Okay. Also, you can ping Mr. Raj. He can provide you the link for freshers. There were many opportunities for freshers. I don't know where you are searching. Just ping me separately. Okay. I can share you that. Or ping Mr. Raj. He can provide you that. Check in Naukri, not on LinkedIn. Check in Naukri.
No, it's I already checked Naukri and Naukri and
I can
LinkedIn.
show you. I can show you. Ping me separately. Okay. If you are looking for fresher, are you fresher?
No, I have experience that not different of technology. Not
But then
for
why are you
this.
searching for fresher
No,
job?
I'm searching only for dummy. I have prepared for the dummy. Once my friend is
That's okay. That's okay. For fresher
mm.
jobs, I can show you. But if you are not a fresher, focus on what you want. But
But
if
there
you
is
check a
but
fresher,
there is no vacancies of in 3+ years of experience candidates.
and there are. Okay, just reach out to us. We can help you with.
Okay.
Right, ping
Yeah.
Mr. Raj. He can help you with, and he can also guide you to talk to me.
Sure.
He
Okay.
already shared the link. Raj from DevOps posted the link, Naukri link in the Zoom chat. You can check that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right then. So I think I answered all the questions. Go through this LMS. Okay, avail this offer, which is available only for today. I'll be available for 10 more minutes online for people making the purchase. Already I see some of the people who have purchased the course. Thanks everyone. You'll be receiving the email along with access to the previous batch and all. Any questions, any help needed, please ping Mr. Raj. I'll be available on mute for 10 more minutes to help people completing their purchase, their enrollments. I'll be there for a few more minutes. Last 30 days, 0 to 5 years experience filter. Those are the jobs you have. Raj has posted. Thanks, Raj.
Hey, Preethi, I have a question.
Yes, please go on.
Hey, are you also going to take care of or teach infra DevOps or maybe some projects on infra?
Infra DevOps, yes, Terraform is there, Ansible is there, right? For infra provisioning, infra management, yes.
Okay,
Ansible, Terraform, we are covering for that.
so are you going to have some projects on that? Like,
Yes, of course. The projects we will be deploying our applications there, right? We need to set up the infra, configure the infra. Yes, those are all included in the project in our pipelines.
sure, thank you.
And there is another question. You're welcome, Krishna Reddy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, madam.
Glad
Thanks
I
a lot
could
for
answer all
clarifying all
your
the questions.
queries.
Yeah,
Right.
thanks a lot, madam.
If you need any documents to keep 4 or 5 years experience, so can you provide the assistance? Preethi?
Yes, we'll help you with the resume building, how to add or include them in your projects and all. Yes, we'll help you tailor-made resumes.
No,
Korea.
documents, fake experience documents like that.
We don't provide, but we can, maybe you can ping Mr. Raj for that.
Okay,
We don't provide that, but we can.
okay, you
Right.
may be having the context, na?
That's
That
what. You can ping Mr. Raj, he can help you.
okay.
Preethi, I already checked and this, yeah, is correct, but only for not and more than of vacancies, only for 1 or 2 vacancies.
See, that's how
I think
vacancies
it's
will be there in this recession time. Even you are seeing 1 or 2 means that's great. For other technologies, you don't see those also, right? Those are not smaller. If you are real candidate, definitely that works for you. So focus on how to become that, gain that real expertise. You will be through. 1 or 2 opportunities are enough to become an engineer. At this recession also, you are having those opportunities. That too for freshers means it's not a small thing.
okay. Yeah.
All right then. So regular class begins from tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. IST. And yeah, I have shown you how to purchase it. Thanks for all who have already made the purchase. And that is all from my end for today. And also work from office. If you select 356 days, also you have job opportunities, remote opportunities for DevOps engineers. You can explore any help needed to search such kind of jobs. You can reach out to Mr. Raj and me, and we are there to help you. So that is
Yeah,
all.
Preethi, madam. I hope you can hear me. Sorry for that.
Sure.
Yeah, I just need to understand here. The class is every day, right?
Monday
7:30
to
to 9.
Friday.
Monday to Friday. Okay.
Monday to Friday. As it's a first demo intro, we have it on Sunday. From tomorrow, it will be Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 9 o'clock.
And one another question. Sorry for that.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm currently working as a infrastructure engineer in Azure. I don't have any knowledge in coding and all. So this course is suitable for me. Or what do you suggest?
Definitely, this is for you. You're already working on infra. Now you automate that infra with Terraform, configure it with Ansible, integrate it in the pipeline. You are leveraging your skill set. Whatever you have done manually or on different platforms, you are leveraging that and integrating and becoming a part of the DevOps methodology. So you are enhancing your skill set, you are upskilling, and you are also leveraging your opportunities in the market.
Because I just heard about the tool's name. I'm not deep into that tool. It's totally new for me. So can I
No
learn
problem.
from the
That's
basic
what,
here?
right? Yes, everything will be dealt from basics till advanced. Like today, how I covered what is meant by DevOps, why DevOps. Similarly, every tool, why Git, what is Git, who should use it, why you are learning it, what is the architecture, till advanced concepts in Git. Similarly, Docker, what is Docker, why you are using Docker, who should learn it, architecture of Docker. Again, from basics till advanced. How do you containerize it and put it in the pipeline? All of that. So that's how we'll go with every topic. So you don't have to worry or have any background prior knowledge for this.
Thank you so much,
For my
Preethi. Thank you
course,
so
I'm
much.
not saying now prerequisites for DevOps. For my DevOps course, for Preethi DevOps, which I am covering, you don't need to have prerequisites. I'll cover everything. Because I know
Thank you.
people comes from different backgrounds. I see it personally. I have that experience. People work in the projects. They come from different backgrounds. They struggle a lot. We shouldn't say you should have this prerequisite to learn DevOps. That doesn't work.
I'm not required to be planned for the job in a DevOps. I just need to be learn a new technology into the market. So that's why I need to be
Perfect.
learned here.
Perfect. That
Yeah.
will help you stand out in the crowd. That will help you add value to your project.
Correct. Thank you
That's
so much,
the
Preethi.
best
Thank
decision
you.
you could be taking. Right. So I think you know how to make the purchase. Avail it as soon as the offer expires. I'm not sure when this coupon code will expire. So please avail this best offer very much under the market price. Hope you know the market prices. So we want to enroll people, and I have passion for teaching. I want people get enrolled and be part of my training. That's the main agenda. So that's the prices where below the market. All right then. Thanks everyone.